Around Kansas, brought to you by
Kansas Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture. Go to kfb.org or find us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're back. Out of the corner of my eye, I see a wasp over there, so I hope it flies on by.
Doggone it. Every season has its challenges, doesn't it? It's like, yeah, you get the warm and, you know, everything's open and people are out having fun, and then you got the doggone bees and the snakes and the, you know, all the creepy crawly things and buzzing things and...
Oh, well.
Yeah.
So,
it's not Shangri-La.
So, and remember, I guess once you get into May, then you can do away with your dandelions. But early in the spring, you don't do away with your dandelions, because that's the first source of pollen for the bees. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
I didn't know that till a couple of weeks ago.
You know, I strongly suspect that one of these days they'll discover that dandelions are probably the most valuable plant on earth, that it'll have some miraculous medicinal quality, and we've been trying to eradicate it as hard as we could go, you know. And
well, you can eat the leaves, you can put them in a salad,
you can eat the blooms,
and you can make dandelion wine.
Yeah.
And I mean,
oh yeah, that's a redeeming
they're great stuff
right there. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever taken the top off though and then tasted that white milky stuff?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
It's nasty.
Yeah, and you can paint with them. You know, they used to take the kids out in grade school and just find whatever you could, like grass, dandelion blooms, dirt, you know, and do pictures, and you would learn about the pigment in it, you know, and all that, which was really cool.
So, anyway, we were off on dandelions and all that, but I know you want to talk about, we've got Memorial Day coming up, so
right.
let's
of course,
jump over to that.
Memorial Day, obviously at the end of the month, is a big deal, and the Ride for the Fallen, of course, will happen again this year, and we're just so pleased to be supportive of Melissa Jarboe and the Military Veterans Project and all the great things they do. Kansas, as I've talked about many times, has a long tradition of veterans and service to our country, and we've got several national cemeteries, and so we want to talk about one of those each week this month, and we're going to start with Mound City. And Mound City, of course, small town in Linn County, got a beautiful small, it's about the size of this yard, a little veteran cemetery, and it's just the most picturesque, historic spot. Started with men who were killed in action at the Battle of Mine Creek, and it's just a beautiful spot. So we strongly encourage you to go visit at least one of those, you know, during the month. If you can't do it on Memorial Weekend, if you're out of town or whatever, sometime during the month, you know, take the kids especially so that they figure out what it's all about. Let's take a look. The first interments were the remains of 30 Union soldiers killed in the Battle of Mine Creek, and thus the corner of Woodland Cemetery in Mound City was set aside for soldiers. The deed for the soldiers' lot, measuring only 48 by 158 feet, was not officially transferred until 1874. More than a decade later, the remains of other Union and unknown soldiers buried elsewhere in Linn County were reinterred there. In 1940, laborers of the Works Progress Administration, the WPA, a Depression-era work relief program, erected an enclosing stone wall and a post and chain fence around the perimeter of the soldiers' lot. In 1889, the U.S. erected the Union Soldiers' Monument, an infantryman carved in granite to honor the 80 Civil War soldiers who rest here. The stone soldier holds his musket and looks to the east. There is an artillery monument as well. According to the Department of Veteran Affairs, dozens of soldiers from subsequent wars also rest in this quiet corner of the city cemetery set aside for heroes. One of the more famous burials is Colonel James Montgomery, one of the leading figures in the struggle of bleeding Kansas and the Civil War.
Okay, we have to go.
Happy May Day!
Yeah, I'm Frank.
I'm Deb.
And we'll see you somewhere
around Kansas.
Closed captioning brought to you by Ag Promo Source. Together we grow. Learn more at agpromosource.com.